there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. I'm Lisa and today we're going to be talking about my favourite stationery. You have my lovely friend Lee to thank for this. He suggested it and I thought it was a fab idea, and it's a video that I haven't actually done a sit down and chatted about. So let's get into favourite stationery. I think this is also a good time of year because September is the time when everyone's going back to school and things like that, and even though for some of us who no longer have kids in school, you still remember that time of year when you'd be excited getting your pencil cases and your new stationery ready, and it always brings back that memory. And the stores always have loads of it in stock, all the new stuff, and it's always very exciting. I can't be the only one that still gets that going back to school feeling when it comes to stationery. Let me know if you do too. So I've got a little list of my favourite stationery. We'll talk about why it's my favourite, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat, and I'd love to hear from you and hear what your favourite stationery items are too. Let's start with pens. I think pens have to be my favourite, so we'll have a little chat about those, and I'll do some little testers as well and show you why I love them so much. I think if I had to choose one pen that I could only write with, it would be the Uniball pens. I love these and I have written with these for absolutely years. The black one here, these are the Uniball I Fine. They're not the finest ones. There is a finer one than this. You also get a medium. I love these. This would be my favourite pen, and what I love about them is that you also get other colours as well, which I also use. When it comes to journaling though, I prefer just to use a black pen. I do use the others for like note taking and things like that, but it's the black ones that I only use for journaling, whether that be in my journals or when I'm scrapbooking as well. So let's go and take a look at this pen and I'll show you why I love it so much. So for me, I love the way it feels in my fingers. I don't like a chunky pen. I like something that's quite thin, but not too thin. But the smoothness is so lovely how it writes. I just love how the thickness, I love how the ink flows. It just feels really, really comfortable. I've got some other newer favourites. This one, for example, is the V-Ball. It's a pilot pen. They're also very easy to find. Also feels very comfortable, and it's a slightly thinner pen, but also very comfortable to write with. And what I love about both pens is that they are both very affordable. If I need a thinner pen, I reach for my Muji's. These are quite handy for when you're planning and things like that and you have a smaller space to write with. They are, however, not quite so comfortable to hold. It's really tricky holding the camera and writing. As you can see, they're much thinner, but they're not quite as comfortable to hold. I do also have some of the zebra pens. A lot of people rave about these. They aren't my favourite to write with. It's a bit thicker. The grip's quite nice to hold on to, but it's not my favourite. There we go. I've written them all side by side so you can actually see and compare. And writing them all one after another, the Uniball is definitely my favourite. You can really see the difference in handwriting as well, just by the way that a pen feels to hold and by how thin or thick the nib is. I also wanted to mention the Micron pens. I am a fan of these. They're really good for sketching and things like that. They have different widths. You buy them in a pack, and this is a 0.8. This is 0.5. However, they're not my favourite to write with, but they are quite handy. There's a little example there of the different widths. The thing that I find with widths, with nibs like this, is that they do soften. My daughter uses these a lot and they do sort of bend in time. So they're my favourite pens to write with. I do have another one and I love it so much. And I've realised that I don't have any anymore. I did have loads because they come in different colours on the nibs, although they all write in black. And I bought them on Amazon and I love them. By the way, I'll leave a link to the pens that I like to write with. They're in my Amazon store. And I've thrown one away the other day because the ink had run out, and I've realised that I haven't actually replaced any, so I need to order some more. But I will leave the link to those below as well. Now, the other markers I really love are these highlighters. I use highlighters a lot for work, and you can see by these that they are very well worn. These are Bic marking pens. I love them because they're not your typical highlighter pen. I use these as well, but these are my favorites. I like the more subtle pastel colors. They feel great to hold. They've got that rubbery bit, and what I like about them is that the tip there isn't too thick. And I just love the colours there. I just think they're really, really pretty colours. These are something I also need to replace. I've had these for quite a while, and I've had to throw a couple away. I'd love to hear from you and know which type of pen you like to journal or write with the best. Let me know which one it is and why. Now, a popular question is which white pen to journal with. I have always struggled with white pens, and then I did this page here and the jelly roll worked out so well. I've struggled with white pens a lot in the past, but as you can see, this one is a really, really lovely pen. So if you've got loads of pens, sometimes you also need a pencil case to take out with you. Mine has got really, really tatty now. This is my favourite one, but look at the state of it. It's really, really worn, and I don't even think these are made anymore. It's my Webster's Pages pouch. It's beautiful. Webster's Pages are a scrapbooking company that also then went into planning, and I take this with me everywhere. I think I need to buy a replacement as it's really, really seen better days. It's my favourite colour, but I just love it because I have everything in here that I need. I leave it in a basket on my desk, and if ever we're going out, I'll just grab it, especially if we're doing trip planning and things like that. It comes with me in my hand luggage on a plane, and you can see inside as well that it's very, very loved. I've got lots of ink that's kind of leaked, but I'll keep a selection of pens. I'll keep some watercolor pencils. I'll keep pencils. I've got mini highlighters in here. I've got a rubber. I've even got mini post-it notes. I'll have generally a little paintbrush. Oh yeah, I've got a paintbrush in here as well. I've got a little bit of everything in here, but it's really handy, you know, when you've got a pouch and you can just pick it up and go. And what I love about it as well, being on the plane, it just always feels that it's compact, it's zipped up, it doesn't take up much space, and I can leave it on the little table if I'm journaling, and nothing falls out. So I love that pouch, but I do think I maybe need a new one. I didn't realise how bad it had got actually until I've just sat here and done that video. It's really tatty. I also wanted to talk about my favourite notepads. Now, I think you need notepads for different reasons, but this is a notepad that I have bought consistently for years. As you'll see, I'm about to show you my pile, and it's one that just works really, really well for me. This is my collection. Oh, it's really heavy. Ta-da! It's quite a pile, isn't it? But they look so nice. They look really lovely together, don't they? They all sit together on my shelf. And if you know me really well, you will know why I use these. These are what I use for trip planning. Whenever we go on a holiday, everything goes in here. There's a little space for a pen. I like them because they have an elastic piece here. They also have a pouch at the back. It's a zip lockable pouch. It's got a couple of other little pouches as well, but they've also got dividers as well. There's like a plain divider with a pocket. There's a few of those. They've got other plastic pouches. They are just so handy. I adapt them myself. Some I've made little tab tops there, as you can see. But they're just really handy. I love them, and I've used them for every single trip. They're just really good. So I think for notebooks, these are my favourite. They're A5 size. They're from Paper Chase. And in the past, I've often picked them up when they're in the sale. And then I've got them for like next year's coming up. But I really, really do love these notebooks. Whilst we're on the subject of my personal favourites, this is my favourite type of planner. It's an A5 from Simple Stories Cut DM. I've got a few of these in different colours. Again, this one is my favourite, and I permanently have them open out on my desk like this. I have my own planning sheets in there that I've had made for myself, and they just work really, really well. I like it because I have little decorative bits at the side. I've got a pen and a clip. And like I said, I just have it laid out on my desk all the time, and I just love these planners so much. I might go into a mustard one next because of autumn, but again, I just love this colour, so it tends to just stay open on that one. Have planners become a bit of a thing of the past? You don't hear people talking about them quite so much now. I live by mine. I could not live without my planner. But are you still using planners? What size are you in? Do you change them? And have you noticed as well that things just seem to have slowed down on the planner front as well? Just a few little things that I was going to say couldn't live without, but I could live without. But things that just make my life a little bit easier. Little mini post-its. I use these loads and loads. They're just super handy. I have a trip planner up there, a big A3 clipboard, and I use these loads. And the other thing that I use every single day, and that's a Cath Kidston ruler. Not because it's Cath Kidston, but it's just a really handy ruler. I love that it's clear. It's pretty, but it's clear, so I can see through it easily when I'm lining up to rule. And I've got a puffy sticker on there. For some reason that just makes it easier to hold as well. But I love my pretty ruler. It sits on my desk, and like I said, I use it every single day. A few other little things. I am very partial to a coloured staple. I do love to have coloured staples in my stapler, and I love cute clips, binder clips and paper clips. I have quite a nice collection. I've also got some really cute planner clips as well. I don't use these quite so much, but I do have a nice collection of those. But if ever I'm anywhere, I'm always very partial to a nice clip or two. They make me very, very happy. Oh, and I love a cute Disney pen. I also wanted to touch on a few other things like watercolour pencils. I don't particularly have a favourite brand. The Derwent Inktense are amazing, however, I love these. And I've got Inktense blocks somewhere as well. Where are they? So I like to have all my stationery bits in one place. Things like my watercolour pencils and all of my things like my Inktense blocks as well, which I love. This kind of like goes into the mixed media, but I keep it all together. I know where everything is. I've got loads and loads of different pens, but having it together just makes it really easy to find. But then if I'm a very visual person, so I like to have things on display. If I don't see them, I forget about them. So for me, just saying about my Inktense blocks, I've just spent a few minutes just looking for them. They were on the trolley the whole time, but under something. But I love these. But they're not something that you would write with. They more for, like I said, into the mixed media. Like I said, the Derwent brand I really like. I've got some regular pencils here as well. These are really lovely. I need to mark this as add gifted. I wanted to show you these as well because they really get me excited. I got sent these the other day to try out. They are amazing. You may have seen me use them in one of my journaling videos. Look at that. They are so nice. I love the fold up, and they open out like that. Isn't that cool? They are so lovely, and they write beautifully. I love that they're dual tip. Got a thicker one that end and a thinner one that end. I will leave a link to them down below, and if you use my little link there, you get 10% off as well. But I've been using these and I am totally in love with them. I've got so many other type of like marker pens that I've collected over the years. I've got loads, and I have to say these are by far my favorite. The colors are vibrant. They're just lovely to hold. I love the way the ink flows from them when you use them. They just feel really nice. And the color variety is beautiful, so I'm really happy with these. And I love that they come in a little compact case as well. It makes storing them so much easier. But I think that's it for my favourite stationery. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I would love to hear from you, like I said, and hear what your favourite stationery items are. Do you have a favourite journaling pen? Do you have a favourite marker? I'd love to know, because Stationery is just everything. I love talking about it so much, so I'd love to hear from you too. I'm going to do a video as well talking about my favourite tools that I've got, what I like to use in my studio. And it's always nice to hear from other people, to hear what your favourites are and why you like things more than you do others. And it's a good way to hear from others to find out new products maybe as well. Thank you so much. I look forward to speaking to you, and I will see you in the next video.